Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bible Talk. Today's video or message is going to be short but sweet. I want to talk about imperfections, flaws, struggles, the things that undoubtedly make us human, right? And whether we're able to admit it or not, we tend to allow these things to hold us back from receiving God's grace, God's glory. Interestingly enough, the apostles, prophets, through all the tasks that God put in front of them, they too still had to deal with being human. Just because they were called on doesn't mean the things that they worried about, the things that they struggled with, the things that they went through disappeared. Oftentimes in the church, we tend to look at the good things that these people did instead of looking at the human side, so to speak, the things that they struggle with, the things that we struggle with on a daily basis. And just for a quick example, let's point out a few. Abraham. Around the time God called on Abraham, he was pretty old. It's still disputed how old he actually was. Some say he was in his 70s, some say he was in his 80s, some say his 90s. Honestly, I think we can just all agree that he was old. Job, as you know from my previous video, lost everything. He lost his family, he lost his possessions, he lost his health. Joseph was abused and then sold into slavery by his own family. Moses had a speech problem. Gideon, he was afraid of anything and everything around him, things that were going on in his life. He was always concerned or worried about the next thing. Elijah, low self-esteem, depressed, slept all the time, never wanted to get up, didn't care. David, we all know about David, committed adultery and murder. Peter, after Jesus was arrested, denied ever knowing him 3 times. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Noah, per the text, was called a drunkard, a drunk. Paul. A lot of us like Paul and his story. But Paul even persecuted Christians before becoming a Christian. I say these things not to bring attention or highlight the negative things that they've done, but to help you see how human they were. The same things that we go through today, they also struggle with. Doubts, fears, laziness, concerns, adultery, murder. Some things that we all know are sinful, are wrong, things we know you should not do. A lot of us, more or less, can't relate to the things that they were called on by God to do. Slaying a giant with a rock using a sling, leading a group of people out of bondage to freedom, to the promised land. I can barely get my dog to follow me. I gotta put him on a leash because I know if I let him go, he's gone. My point is, they're far more relatable to the negative things, the struggles, the things that they probably thought about that they did in their past and mentally kept themselves from receiving God's grace. So I want to leave you with this. 2 Corinthians 12:9. And it reads, "And he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Through God's grace and glory, He is made stronger, better through our weaknesses. We give our weaknesses too much power in our lives. We focus on them. We allow them to drag us down. The things that we've done in the past, we don't let go. We use them as an excuse. And the reality is, it just ain't true. His grace is sufficient. His glory is enough. So the next time you find yourself dealing with a problem or an issue or circumstance and it relates to something you've done, something you struggle with, something that you feel is just a part of your DNA, remember, God's got you. You'll be fine. Through God, through His grace, you'll be fine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this short but very needed message. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching. God bless. Take care. Peace.